If you're tired of the same recycled isekai plots and reincarnation cliches, today's video is going to hit different. We're counting down the top 10 brand new manhwa that are dropping right now, and trust me, some of these have future #1 hit written all over them. We've got dark revenge stories, stock market geniuses, sword masters, tomb raiders, and even a guy who gets isekai'd into what he thinks is just a video game. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Number 10. The Ruler of Darkness. Our main character was born under a cursed star, a star that's supposed to bring war and bloodshed. So what does he do? He refuses to ever pick up a sword. He wants to avoid disaster at all costs, even though he can literally see the future coming. But here's the twist. Staying passive doesn't save him. His entire clan gets wiped out. His family is murdered right in front of him. And only when he's dying does he finally understand the truth. Heaven doesn't punish evil. Karma is a fairy tale. Justice is just something weak people made up to comfort themselves. If you like dark, brooding revenge stories with a "the world is cruel and I'll be crueler" vibe, this one's for you. Number 9. The Heavenly Path's Annihilation. This one follows a 17-year-old high school student named Park Tae-woong, who dies under mysterious circumstances. But that death isn't the end. It kicks off a chain of insane, life-altering events that completely change the direction of his story. There's not a ton revealed yet, which honestly makes it more intriguing. It's giving big mystery thriller energy. And these quiet setup, explosive payoff series tend to blow up once the plot really kicks in. Number 8. Spend more, earn more. Meet young Jin-ho. No job, no qualifications, completely broke in an era where 1 million young people can't find work. Sound relatable? Yeah, we thought so. Then he gets a random offer. Turns out the CEO of a securities firm used to be his guildmaster in an online game. Jin-ho gets pulled into the corporate world almost by accident. And that's when his hidden talent activates. With just one click of a mouse, hundreds of millions of dollars move. This is basically the broke gamer becomes a Wall Street legend power fantasy. And if you enjoy finance-flavored power trips, this is a must-read. Number 7. The Ruined World Was Mistaken for a Game. Kim Jin-woo, a game director in real life, gets summoned to another world called Arsalan. He grinds his way up from nothing to become an archmage. But Arsalan is dying, being consumed by mysterious entities called erosion. Turns out Jin-woo is the only one immune to it. Even as an archmage, fighting erosion completely alone for 3 years breaks him. Right when he's ready to give up entirely, he ascends and becomes a transcendent, gaining an ability called the Gate of Souls that lets him travel freely between Earth and Arsalan. So what does he do? He starts pulling other erosion-immune Earthlings into Arsalan and tricks them into thinking it's just a video game, so they'll fight for him without knowing the stakes are real. Number 6. The Apocalypse Needs a Pro. Our main character openly admits it. I'm a dopamine addict. Living a life chasing highs, one day he gets an insane dopamine spike. Right as he's shot in the head at a convenience store, instead of dying, he gets pulled into a brutal survival game called Apocalypse. Safe Zone, along with a bunch of other players. It's a chaotic, hellish difficulty survival series with dark comedy mixed in, which is a great combo if you're into apocalypse genre content, but want something with more personality than the usual generic survivor lead. Number 5. Crimson Yaksha. This is a revenge story with a brutal twist. The bullies who tormented our main character's younger sister die before he ever gets the chance for payback. Normally, that would be the end of it, right? Wrong. Lee Seong-yul decides that trash like them don't deserve peace even in death, so he takes his own life just to chase them straight down into hell and finish what he started. If you're into dark, morally intense revenge plots that aren't afraid to go to extreme places, Crimson Yaksha is going to scratch that itch hard. Number 4. The Sword Emperor's Path to Namgung. Is regret the last thing left on the blade? Nam Young-shin was once the Sword Emperor, the strongest warrior who sacrificed absolutely everything to stop the Sun Moon demonic cult. But that victory cost him everything he had. At the very edge of death, he gets a second chance at life, reborn under a new identity, Namgung-jun. This is classic martial arts, second chance at glory storytelling, perfect for Murim and wuxia fans who love watching a legendary master rebuild his path from zero. Number 3, Contract Killer Enrollment. This organization is impossible to leave. Once you are in, you are trapped forever. The only way to get your freedom is to complete one final special mission. A skilled killer named Ryu Kang-min is offered a deal. If he wants to be free, he has to do one last job. Travel back home to South Korea and assassinate a specific target. To practice for the real mission, Kang-min eliminates a traitor inside his own organization. He does it easily, without showing any emotion. This is a dark, thrilling story about a cold-blooded assassin. If you love intense manhwa about the criminal underworld and high-stakes action, you will love this from the very first page. Number 2, Tomb Raider King, Endline. In this world, stories have real power. Magical items from old myths and folktales give people incredible wealth and superpower-like abilities. Because of this, everyone fought a massive war to control them. Our main character won that war and became the ultimate ruler of all magical items. They called him the King of Artifacts, or Majesty. He thought it was over, but then a strange message appeared out of nowhere. Majesty number 187,487 registered. Human world resetting now. The true Majesty War is allowed to begin. As it turns out, his big victory was just the warm-up. He isn't the only Majesty out there. There are hundreds of thousands of them from different worlds. Now new powerful enemies are trying to steal everything he worked so hard to win. But our main character isn't backing down. They want to make the rules now? Fine. He will play their game, but he will make them play by his rules. This story has the ultimate overpowered main character energy. Fans are incredibly excited to see a hero who already maxed out his stats get forced back into battle to show everyone who the real boss is. Number 1, Murim's Debt King. This one has one of the funniest, most original hooks we've seen in a while. In the Murim world, you need money for literally everything. Sharpening your sword, feeding your disciples, even just surviving day to day. So what happens if you're broke and your credit rating is trash? You go to the continental battlefield for an unsecured same-day loan. Can't pay it back? Don't worry. They'll accept payment in the form of your body. Getting injured is apparently part of the deal, and they'll even thank you for it. It's dark. Comedy meets Murim meets debt collector horror. And honestly, the concept alone is enough to make this blow up. Combine a fresh premise with martial arts action, and you've got a serious contender for the best new series of 2026. And that wraps up our top 10 new manhwa with the potential to dominate 2026. Which one are you most hyped to start reading? Drop your pick in the comments below. And if you want more manhwa recommendations like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a list. See you in the next one.